Philippe, qui va vous parler un peu plus en détail justement de la venue d'Abdul, de l'accueil que Philippe lui a fait au sein de l'Institut et voilà, et d'Abdul évidemment. Merci.
Merci beaucoup Clémence de cette présentation exhaustive. Et merci Abdul d'être ici et de pouvoir nous présenter tout ton travail. Donc rapidement, c'est Quentin Jouret, un autre professeur en art de l'école, qui m'avait informé d'une discussion et d'une présentation plutôt via l'ONDEA de cette association des artistes en exil, et par l'intermédiaire de sa directrice qui intervenait en présentant voilà, les différents... la politique que menait l'association des artistes en exil, j'avais directement été intéressé par voilà, à la fois le contexte, le format et les possibilités de faire venir travailler un artiste, d'accueillir un artiste en exil au sein de l'isdaT, et plus particulièrement dans le studio que j'encadre, dont le nom est Urbain et Crises, donc qui travaille sur la question des crises urbaines, qu'elles soient d'ordre politique, économique ou d'autres natures. Et 2 ans auparavant, j'avais travaillé avec Sciences Po et une chercheuse qui s'appelle Mayeda Madbouli, une chercheuse en sciences politiques égyptienne, sur la ville des camps et sur l'accueil des migrants sur 2 sites de Toulouse. Pardon. Et voilà, tout ce contexte a fait que je trouvais très intéressant de travailler et faire intervenir dans le studio pour les étudiants, comme tu l'as dit Clémence, quelqu'un, une personnalité donc, qui soit dans le champ de l'art, mais qui soit d'une autre culture, avec un autre regard, une autre position, et puis aussi évidemment un parcours humain personnel, pour ce qui concerne Abdul, très intense. Et voilà, et donc depuis octobre, Abdul nous a rejoints et il a aidé, je pense, de façon très sensible, soutenue, avec encore une fois sa maîtrise de son art, parce qu'il se présentera, mais il est photographe et photoreporter, aider les étudiants à faire des enquêtes de terrain. Alors cette année, on n'a pas travaillé sur la question des migrants, mais on a travaillé sur un quartier toulousain qui s'appelle Belle Fontaine, sur la question de la crise du post-Covid, si je peux la résumer ainsi, mais je ne vais pas en dire plus, parce que là n'est pas le sujet de ce qui nous rassemble. Et donc, je vais passer la parole à Abdul pour qu'il présente son parcours. Et voilà, en le remerciant d'être avec nous et en espérant que l'expérience pourra se continuer l'année prochaine. Merci Abdul.
Maybe someone can translate.
Je peux essayer.
Ouais. So my name is Abdul. My mom, she's given me birth when she was fleeing war from Afghanistan, going to Pakistan, and I spent most of my time in Pakistan in refugee camps.
Donc, je m'appelle Abdul, je suis né en Afghanistan et au Pakistan. Sur le chemin de l'Afghanistan vers le Pakistan, et la plupart de son enfance, il l'a passé dans un camp pakistanais.
Yeah, I live in Pakistan 14 years in refugee camps. It was so difficult to live as a refugee, and there was many people from Afghanistan. I don't remember when I was child, but since I grew up, and I see was a lot of discriminations, and we didn't have the same right the people has in Pakistan, the Pakistanis.
Il a donc vécu 10 ans dans un camp de réfugiés au Pakistan. C'était très difficile. Merci Farah. C'était très difficile, voilà, pour un.
Yeah, but and then But when I was in Pakistan, I was always dreamed to go back to Afghanistan in my country because my mom, she will always tell me a lot of story about Afghanistan because my mom, when she grew up in this time, it was peace in Afghanistan.
Abdul, please, can you repeat and go slowly?
So when I was in Pakistan,
quand j'étais au Pakistan,
my mom, she was telling me good story about Afghanistan because when she was in Afghanistan in this time, it was not war. She had good memory of Afghanistan. And when I was a kid and I was playing with other kids, most of the time they will tell us when you go back to your country. And I didn't know where is my country. I will come home and I ask my mom. I say, when we go to our country, and where is my country and how it's look like? And she will say the story of Afghanistan.
Ma mère me racontait beaucoup d'histoires sur l'Afghanistan. Quand j'étais enfant et que je jouais avec les autres gamins, on me demandait souvent d'où je venais. Je ne connaissais pas mon pays et donc je rentrais à la maison et je demandais à ma mère c'est où mon pays et à quoi ça ressemble. Et elle me racontait toutes ces belles histoires parce qu'à l'époque, il n'y avait pas la guerre en Afghanistan et qu'elle avait de très beaux souvenirs.
And I do remember when we finally decided to go back to Afghanistan, and I was so happy and so excited to go to Afghanistan.
Et je me rappelle quand on devait aller en Afghanistan, j'étais très content et j'avais hâte.
But when I arrived to Afghanistan, it was of course a bit difficult to me and my little brothers because we never lived in Afghanistan.
Mais quand on est arrivé, c'était compliqué pour nous, moi et mes frères.
To make new friends and live new life and something we was not used to it.
Parce que c'était un nouveau pays, quand on n'était pas habitué, donc c'était difficile de faire de nouveaux amis et de trouver nos repères.
And when I was in Afghanistan, there was the war, and I tell my mom, you tell me good story about Afghanistan, but now there is war, it's so dangerous, we cannot go anywhere.
Et c'était à l'époque quand on était arrivé en Afghanistan avec ma mère, donc il y avait la guerre, et donc finalement tout ce qu'elle me racontait, je lui demandais, tu me disais toutes ces belles choses sur l'Afghanistan, mais en fait il y a la guerre, on peut aller nulle part.
And she was telling me when she was going to school, it was not war always like this, and then.
Et elle me racontait que quand elle allait à l'école, à son époque, il n'y avait pas de guerre.
And when I was in Afghanistan and I really want to, like it was war, and we was always thinking how we can change and how we can stop this war.
Et je me demandais toujours en regardant cette guerre en Afghanistan, comment on pouvait la changer, qu'est-ce qu'on pouvait faire pour qu'elle s'arrête.
My cousin was killed, and then when they killed, and I didn't know what to do, and there was NATO in Afghanistan.
Mon cousin a été tué près d'Afghanistan et je ne savais pas quoi faire quand je l'ai appris. C'était en automne. Ah. Oui, il y avait l'organisation de l'OTAN.
Yeah, then I went to NATO. After 1 year living in Afghanistan, I was 15 years old.
À 15 ans, j'ai commencé à travailler avec l'organisation de l'OTAN.
When I was working with NATO and the war, it was always getting worse, and I was always questioning myself: we gonna win this war? It's gonna bring something to us or no?
Quand je travaillais avec l'organisation, je me demandais toujours si ça allait résoudre le problème de la guerre, parce que la guerre ne faisait que augmenter.
A member of my family, they was killed in Afghanistan, and then each day we not gonna progress. We go back, like each Taliban take the places, we will go back. And I decided we're not gonna win, and it's not gonna reach us anywhere. And I decided to leave Afghanistan after I got shot 3 times.
Un des membres de ma famille a été tué et les talibans prenaient de plus en plus possession de nos terres. Donc on faisait que reculer et donc pardon.
I got shot 3 times.
Et j'étais bombardée, blessée de 3 balles dans mon dos et.
And then when I was there, I said, okay, whatever we can do is not possible. We're gonna lose our life for nothing. It was the last choice to make to leave Afghanistan. It was so difficult to leave my friends, my family, my home, my country.
Je ne savais pas ce que je devais faire et c'était compliqué pour moi, mais la seule solution pour moi était de quitter l'Afghanistan, même si je devais quitter ma famille, mes amis et mon pays.
There was the only choice between death or leave the country.
J'avais 2 choix, soit rester et mourir, soit partir.
And then when I leave Afghanistan, I made a decision. In 1 week, I didn't know where to go in Europe because I had no one from my family in Europe and I didn't know anything about Europe before.
Quand j'ai quitté l'Afghanistan, je ne savais pas où aller, notamment en Europe. Il n'y avait personne qui pouvait m'accueillir. J'avais personne en Europe.
And when I got last time shot, and there was like in 1 week decision, and my mom, she said, you really have to leave, and I prepared my backpacks and everything, and I decided to leave, and I didn't know where to go.
Quand j'ai eu la dernière blessure que j'ai eue, ma mère m'a obligée, m'a demandé de partir, mais je ne savais pas toujours où est-ce que je vais aller.
And when I was in my journey, and I didn't expect it will take so long, it took 2 years to get here.
Ça m'a pris 2 ans pour arriver jusqu'ici. C'était un long voyage, une longue aventure.
And during these 2 years, and I was always thinking, I'm wasting my time.
Et pendant ces 2 ans, je pensais que je perdais mon temps.
And when I was in Pakistan, and I thought the same because I met the communities and we met with the people, and I came to Afghanistan and I meet the people again, and I think like, okay, I leave all of this, and now I'm wasting my more time in the way. And I was always has the idea what was happening in the way. That has to be changed.
J'ai vécu en Pakistan et j'ai connu des gens et ensuite en Afghanistan. Pardon, I forgot what you said.
Yeah, when I was in my journey and I was like in exile in the way to coming to Europe, and what was happening, there was a lot of mistreatment, police violence, and problem with the smugglers. And I was always knew it's.
En Israël? Non, on n'a pas d'Israël.
Surtout son parcours, il a connu des difficultés, des mauvais traitements pour venir en Europe.
Donc pendant ce temps-là, voilà, j'ai connu des difficultés pour pouvoir arriver jusqu'ici.
And my way, and I start taking photos, and I want to document my journey in other immigrant their journey.
Et pendant ce voyage-là, j'ai commencé à prendre des photos et je documentais les gens que je rencontrais, tout ce que je voyais pendant ce voyage.
Because when I was in when my mom, she was in exile and she's give me the bird and she didn't have camera and phone, and I was always want to see how she live in this pictures and video, if there is anything she can show me how it was look like.
Et parce que quand ma mère était en exil, je me demandais toujours à quoi ça ressemblait. Donc, elle n'avait pas d'appareil photo, elle n'avait pas de téléphone pour prendre ces photos-là, et donc ça me questionnait.
When I was in Belgrade, especially more in Belgrade, because I stuck there 1 year and tried to cross. It was so difficult to leave Belgrade to cross.
Quand j'étais à Belgrade, c'était très compliqué de pouvoir franchir les frontières et de se déplacer.
There was one volunteer. I was taking photos with my phone. And then she came next time and said to me, "Why you don't take with the camera?" And I said, "I don't have the camera." And she bring me the camera.
Who she?
Benewell from Austria.
Okay. So il y avait une bénévole qui prenait des photos à l'époque avec son téléphone, et donc elle m'avait demandé si je pouvais prendre des photos avec le téléphone.
With the phone, and then she bring me the camera, and I start taking pictures with the camera. And when I cross the border, I cannot bring the camera with me because the police, they take the phone, money, and camera, everything from the people who trying to cross the border.
Donc elle m'a ramené un appareil photo pour pouvoir prendre des photos, mais après, si je voulais franchir les frontières, je devais laisser la caméra parce que les policiers de l'autre côté confisquaient tout ce qui était téléphone, appareil photo, voilà.
And I took many time with the phone, and I last picture, and they took the phone.
Donc les dernières photos que j'ai prises, c'était avec mon téléphone.
And also there was one Syrian boy who tried to make a podcast and documenting, and he went in prison in Hungary because they say, "Oh, why you want to record the sound?" And then they accusing him. He just recording the sound when police beat the people because they always refuse. No, it's not true. And then they charge him as working to the Daesh.
Who is she? Who is he?
He was a refugee from Syria.
So, donc un réfugié de Syrie également enregistré les sons des ambiances et donc son appareil a été confisqué parce qu'on pensait qu'il faisait partie de Daesh.
And but when I take photos, to me, I will never bring to the border, and I leave my camera with the associations. And when I was in Serbia, I put my pictures in Facebook, and people saw. And when I live in exile, and at the first exhibition, someone contacted me to do the exhibition in Belgrade.
Quand je prenais les photos, je laissais toujours ma caméra avant de franchir les frontières d'un pays à un autre. Je laissais ma caméra avec l'association, et sinon je partageais mes photos sur Facebook. Et c'était en Serbie. Après, on a vu mes photos sur Facebook et on m'a proposé de faire une exposition. Where was the exhibition?
It was in Belgrade.
À Belgrade.
And then it was when I was there, after I contacted by other journalists to work with them and take some photos to them, and maybe I show some of the pictures where I live 1 year with 1,200 more people living there.
Donc quand j'étais là-bas, des journalistes m'ont proposé de prendre des photos. Donc peut-être que je vous montrerai quelques-uns ici maintenant.
So we live here. It's called. It was World Train Station.
Abdul, can you repeat, please?
Yeah, we live here. Around 1,200 people is World Train Station in center of Serbia in Belgrade.
Donc ici vivaient 1200 personnes dans ce lieu-là. Et
from here we try to cross the borders.
Donc d'ici, les personnes essayaient de franchir les frontières.
And each time we cross, we got beat by police and pushed back.
Et donc, à chaque fois qu'on essayait d'aller outre les frontières, on était frappé par les forces, la police.
And after 1 year, I tried to cross the borders.
Et après 1 an, j'ai essayé de franchir ces frontières-là.
I tried to go by airport one time, and I went in Serbia in prison.
J'ai essayé une fois de prendre un avion, mais j'étais en prison en Serbie.
And after they bring me to the court.
Et après cela, ils m'ont emmené au tribunal.
And in the court, they said to me, "You have to leave Serbia." And I said, "I'm in the court because I want to leave Serbia. This way, you catch me, you bring me here. How I can leave? When I try to leave, you catch me."
Et donc, ils m'ont demandé de quitter la Serbie, mais je leur disais, mais alors, pourquoi vous me retenez ici, si vous voulez que je revienne?
And I tell them I try more hard than everyone to leave because I try by river to cross, and I try by lorry to go by lorry, and I try to cross the border, and I try to go by airport. All the way I try don't work, and when I try to leave, you catch me. How it's possible?
Je leur disais que j'essayais de repartir avec tous les moyens possibles, en prenant la rivière, l'avion, en marchant, mais comment ça se fait que vous voulez que je parte alors que vous me rattrapez à chaque fois?
And then the judge said, "Okay, don't speak. You have to leave in 5 days. If you didn't leave in 5 days, Serbia, you will go to prison because they also don't have the embassy, Afghan embassy, to deport me back to Afghanistan. Okay, either you let me to cross the border, or either you deport me back to Afghanistan. How I can leave when you close the border?"
Donc le juge m'a dit que j'avais jusqu'à 5 jours pour quitter la Serbie, mais alors le gouvernement ne disposait pas d'un BPC, d'une ambassade afghane pour que je revienne en Afghanistan. Donc je leur disais tout simplement qu'il fallait ouvrir les frontières s'ils veulent que je reparte chez moi.
And then I arrived to one volunteer from Austria. He told me, "If you cross the border, I'm gonna pick you up in my car." And I tell him, "No, maybe you will go to prison."
Et j'ai rencontré un Autrichien qui donc a proposé de me récupérer avec sa voiture, mais je lui ai dit qu'il fallait pas surtout le faire parce qu'il pouvait être mis en prison aussi.
He said, I'm old man and I accept, no problem. If I help you, you young man, and you're gonna help other people.
Mais il m'a dit qu'il voulait bien m'aider et que si
because he said he was helping people since long time, and he said, now I'm old, I'm gonna help you, but after you have to help other people.
Donc oui, il m'a dit que voilà, il allait m'aider et que moi aussi j'allais aider d'autres personnes.
And now when I'm volunteering in Calais, and he always he say, I'm very proud, I did good job.
I didn't understand that, sorry.
When I'm doing volunteering in Serbia,
oui.
The man who bring me, he say always he's very happy to bring me because I'm helping.
Et quand je faisais mon volontariat en Serbie, il y avait toujours quelqu'un qui me disait, qui m'aidait et qui était sûr que j'allais aider d'autres personnes.
Because when I was in Serbia, I was working with other refugees, and now he told me he's in Spain. I speak to him 2 weeks ago, and he said, now we work for other people. I take rest. I'm resting and traveling. You have to do all the work.
Can you repeat, please?
Now he's traveling, and now he traveled, and he said to me, you have to do the work and help people. So then,
just repeat it.
He said, okay, now I helped you. You have to help other people.
Donc il disait que comme là maintenant je t'ai aidé, il va falloir que tu ailles pour aider d'autres personnes.
And yeah, but then when I arrived to Serbia, I was continue going to the refugee camps in Serbia, in Paris. When I arrived to Paris, and I tried to go still to the refugee camps in Paris.
So from Serbia, you've gone to Paris?
Yeah, I arrived to France. It's long story, like it's so long after it's getting so longer.
Oui.
Maybe then we're going to Paris now.
Donc de Serbie, je suis arrivée à Paris parce que sinon l'histoire elle est trop longue et ça va nous prendre beaucoup de temps pour que je raconte comment je suis arrivée à Paris.
And when I arrived to Paris, and someone bring me to the French class, and I went 1 week to the French class, and my French teacher, she saw my picture from Serbia.
Quand je suis arrivée en France, j'ai pris des cours de français et donc ma professeure de français a vu les photos que j'avais prises en Serbie.
And she posted in pictures, and artists d'exil, they contact me.
Donc elle avait diffusé les photos sur les réseaux sociaux et l'association des artistes en exil m'a contactée.
And they said to me, next week we want to do exhibition in Ministry of Culture. Do you want to exhibit your pictures?
Et ils m'ont proposé d'exposer mes photos.
And then I did the exhibition, and since this, my photography when I arrived to France, then I was doing first year when I arrived, I did many exhibitions.
Donc et à partir de ce moment-là, j'ai pu faire l'exposition.
After the and I was still going to Calais to photograph the situation in Calais, in Paris.
Donc it was the association that proposed you to go to Calais, or it was
no, I was going by himself.
Okay. Donc et j'ai décidé d'aller à Calais aussi pour documenter et faire des photos là-bas.
Now since 4 years I'm in France, I'm documenting the situation in Calais.
Et donc depuis 4 ans, je documente la situation des réfugiés de Calais.
When there was the lockdown, and especially in lockdown, I was working in a restaurant, and I quit the job, and I was also locked down. There was not possible the work anymore.
Pendant le confinement, j'ai arrêté de prendre des photos et donc je travaillais dans un restaurant.
No, in lockdown, I went to Calais, and then I was volunteering to 1 year, because there's many volunteering who was in Calais. They leave Calais because they're scared of the COVID. They're scared of the corona. They said they don't know where some association they close, and very few people was working in Calais. I went to Calais.
So you went to Calais, ok. Donc pendant le confinement, il a été à Calais en tant que volontaire parce qu'il y avait des besoins de ressources humaines, donc il a pu travailler là-bas en tant que volontaire.
And I was still taking photos, and then I worked with the different newspapers and worked to some TVs.
Et j'ai profité pour pouvoir continuer mon travail et avec des différentes avec des journaux et des télés.
In beginning, I was never think I will become a photographer one day, because I start taking photos just to show the daily life, what's going on and what's happening.
Moi, je n'ai jamais pensé pouvoir être un photographe, mais c'est venu par pratique et par le fait que je voulais documenter la vie des réfugiés.
Because when my first exhibition happened, the people said to me, "We do the exhibition, you give me the selection of your picture." I said, "I don't have any computer. I have all my pictures in l'isdaT."
Et parce que à ma première exposition, les gens me demandaient si j'avais d'autres photos et avec une plus grande qualité, mais alors je leur disais que j'avais pas d'ordinateur et que j'avais it was only sur des petites cartes.
And then when I was in Serbia, and sometimes some newspaper they proposed me to work.
You went back to Serbia?
No, when I was in Serbia, I worked to some newspaper, but I was always thinking like, okay, maybe this is the last time I work. This is the last time I work. This is the last time work. And now I don't think it's my job since 2 years.
Et je reviens sur la Serbie et je travaillais là-bas aussi avec avec le journal, mais je ne savais pas où est-ce que cela m'emmenait.
So maybe we're gonna see the video of Calais. It's the documentary, and after I'm gonna show the work I done in Calais.
Et là, on va voir le documentaire sur Calais.
But after I will show the pictures I took in Calais.
Je commence par montrer les photos.
Un appareil photo en bandoulière, Abdul fait partie des habitués du rond-point de l'hôpital à Calais. C'est l'un des lieux de vie des migrants dans la ville. On y dort. Un appareil photo en bandoulière, Abdul fait partie des habitués du rond-point de l'hôpital à Calais.
Oui, bonsoir. Juste pour dire qu'il y a un petit problème technique qu'on est en train de régler pour avoir le reportage qu'a fait la chaîne Arte sur Abdul, sur son travail à Calais. A priori, ça a l'air de repartir.
Un appareil photo en bandoulière, Abdul fait partie des habitués.
Encore 2 petites secondes. On continue à régler les problèmes techniques. Je vous prie de nous excuser.
Un appareil photo en bandoulière, Abdul fait partie des habitués du rond-point de l'hôpital à Calais. C'est l'un des lieux de vie des migrants dans la ville. On y dort dans les fourrés, on y joue aussi au foot pour tuer le temps.
Je peux jouer au football? Je suis dans quelle équipe?
Abdul n'est pas un exilé comme les autres. Cela fait 6 ans qu'il a quitté son pays, l'Afghanistan.
C'est vraiment un tout petit but.
En France, il a obtenu le droit d'asile. Un répit dans sa vie, mais les moments d'insouciance sont rares. Sa famille vit toujours en Afghanistan.
Allô?
C'est quoi ces tirs? Tu m'entends?
Regarde, écoute.
C'est mon frère. Tu m'entends?
C'est les mitrailleuses.
Oui, mais ça vient d'où? Tu fais attention, tu ne sors pas de la maison. Tu as compris, hein? Descendez tous. Vous avez bien compris? Vous descendez tous. Mettez-vous à l'abri, mettez-vous en sécurité. Tu m'entends? Allez, salut. J'ai senti sa peur. Je suis inquiet pour eux et j'y pense beaucoup. Je vois les vidéos, je vois ce qu'il se passe en Afghanistan. Mais ici, je ne peux rien faire. Mon rêve le plus cher, ce serait de prendre avec moi mon frère, ma famille, et pourquoi pas tous les Afghans d'ailleurs. Les gens là-bas vivent dans la peur et le danger de la guerre.
Connu la paix dans son pays. 2 de ses frères ont été tués et 2 autres brûlés à l'acide. Lui échappe de peu à la mort. Alors à 26 ans, sa mère lui ordonne de partir. Aujourd'hui, dans l'ancienne jungle de Calais, il photographie les messages de ses compagnons d'exil. Armé de son appareil photo, il s'est donné une mission, construire avec eux la mémoire de leur exode. Un projet photographique qu'il a débuté pendant sa propre odyssée.
Pendant mon périple, j'ai réalisé que c'était très important de prendre des photos de tout ça. Parce qu'il n'y avait pas de journalistes, il n'y avait pas...
Tötet, 2 andere mit Säure verätzt. Er selbst ist dem Tod knapp entronnen. Als er 26 ist, sagt seine Mutter, er soll gehen. Heute, im sogenannten Dschungel von Calais, fotografiert er die Botschaften seiner Leidensgenossen im Exil. Mit der Kamera will er ihre Fluchtgeschichten dokumentieren. Ein Fotoprojekt, das er während seiner eigenen Irrfahrt begann.
When I was in my journey and I understood it was very important to photograph because there was not journalists, not other cameramen, and we was missing many things. And I said that we cannot repeat these things after. It was the moment to document and take the photos.
In Serbien schenkt ihm eine freiwillige Helferin ihren Fotoapparat. Es ist der Beginn von Abduls Mission.
It was so difficult to live there, and I lived there 1 year. With the 1,200 people, there was people who was injured, people who was sick, people who was got beaten by police, and it was the worst place I ever see human being to living there. These pictures, like, it was very shocking. I see like young Afghan boy who's taking shower in the ditch. He showed me the pictures of his house. He lived in a very nice house, and he said, "See, this is my life." He said to me he didn't speak to his father in 6 months, but his other friend, he told me, don't tell him. His friend, he told me he was also young. He said his father, he's killed, but he don't know.
Kroatien, Ungarn, Slowenien, Italien und am Ende Frankreich. Dort nimmt ihn Georges, ein Familienvater, unter seine Fittiche und hilft ihm bei seinem Asylantrag.
If I didn't meet George, then maybe yeah, I will go. Why not?
Und so bleibt Abdul diesseits des Ärmelkanals. Als Freiwilliger hilft er den Flüchtlingen, die alle von England träumen. Flüchtlinge, die sich am Kreisverkehr beim Krankenhaus von Calais treffen.
This is the place. There's most of Afghan living in this place. And there's also some Sudanese who's living here. But most of the Afghans, they're living here, and most of them, they're coming here to food distribution, play. they coming here to food distribution, play cricket, or meeting each other here.
Hier macht Abduls Kamera niemandem Angst. Stolz zeigt Javed seine Kala, sein traditionelles afghanisches Gewand.
Yeah, it's very interesting to me, the Afghan clothes. And he liked this, his traditional, I think it's Miss Home. And also with the place where they live, with the chairs, and try to have a normal life. I think you can see like too much in their face, like especially now. They look very tired, and you can see also some hopes in the eyes. And I think this way is very important to the pictures, and especially to say their story now in these days. Salam alaikum. Hey, Jure, Kharade, Kharamuli, the Singay. Chirde, Kharade, Ravani, Chirde, Ha? Samada, Salam alaikum. Tepaman. I think he's very in rush. He tried to leave. Spacing a company round there, the bay. Who can they see Rasi?
Shai Drasi Pandilia.
Huh?
Game in Ladija.
Oh, inshallah.
Shai de Faras.
Huh? Irigina? What is it?
Wali Irigina. So, Chirasi marked.
Nasim ist 14. Ganz alleine hat er Afghanistan verlassen. In dieser Nacht will Nasim seinen Traum wahrmachen. Er will
ولا خاندي شوتا
خیلی خسته ده نو یادګاری پات
پښتو کوم دغه د کشته کې غرق شو دا خو په پراتی
ولیدل سترګو ماخلي
اخلم ودرګستان ماخلم عبد النسیم ته ولېګم
4 aus der Gruppe wollen heute Abend übersetzen. Endlich raus aus diesem Dschungel.
یو دان دغه درشه دغه ځکه له مدیر The story is very important in what he said to me, and he's so young, and he shouldn't be here where he is, and also it was very strong what he said. He said to me, it's the net for him, the debt, or to reach to his destiny. It's like it's one of the worst things we ever heard, or I heard these things. And I know, like, they're not safe in their country. We're not safe in Afghanistan. We're not safe when we leave home. And it's very hard things. We never find the safe place. And it's very hurtful. موږ هم تاسو غوندې ورونه ما په دې سختۍ لار کې در کړی 2 ورونه مې ترکیه کې دي پوه شوې بس کور کې د غونډو هلته خو شپې ورځې د تېرېدو نه دي چې
In den kommenden 24 Stunden wollen mit Nasim und den anderen noch 1500 weitere Migranten übersetzen. ...30 Kilometer vor Calais, am Strand, um 7 Uhr morgens.
I think it's boat people trying to cross. Oh, there's children. I think it's very dangerous. You see the kids and the people already in water in this cold and many people. I think it's very sad. I see people like this, but what we can do, nothing. I just look and sad.
Die Schleuser schicken Wellen von Flüchtenden dicht hintereinander los, um die Polizisten zu verwirren. 10 Minuten später.
You have association
Who
for
will
you.
pay to me? Who?
You have association.
Okay, where should I go? Where should I go now? Where should I go? Just tell me.
You have logement. You have.
I have come one day. Wait. I'm from Kurdistan, okay? I'm from Kurdistan. You come.
I know in Africa.
Yeah, you make Africa. You make that. You make that. You make Africa. That's why I am here. You steal my oil. Why
Diese junge Frau floh mit Mann und Kindern aus dem Irak. Lorin und Lovin, 2 und 6 Jahre alt. Schon zum 2. Mal in 8 Tagen versucht die Familie überzusetzen.
And I want to take pictures of this. I do something, someone else do something, and someone else after us, next generation. And that's how we will change. We all have to sing each other equally.
Einige werden es heute Abend wieder versuchen. An jenem Tag überquerten nach Behördenangaben 785 Menschen den Ärmelkanal. 32 Boote wurden beschlagnahmt. Abdul weiß, das alles wird nicht aufhören. In einigen Monaten werden wohl noch mehr Menschen aus Afghanistan fliehen wollen. Einer von ihnen wird hoffentlich sein Bruder sein.
Merci Abdul pour ce reportage et encore toutes nos excuses pour les incidents techniques. Abdul va poursuivre avec une autre série de ses travaux photographiques sur la question de la migration.
So here I'm going to show some pictures I took in Calais.
Donc là, je vais présenter quelques photos de mon reportage sur Calais.
This picture I took in 2021, in January last year.
Cette photo a été prise en janvier 2021, l'année dernière.
And which was published, the Human Rights Watch made big report about Calais and grandson and used this photo.
Et donc cette image a été publiée sur
Human Rights Watch.
Human Rights Watch. It's a radio? No.
Human Rights Watch. It's yeah.
Donc Fédération des droits de l'homme.
There was very cold and it was raining.
Donc il faisait froid et il pleuvait.
And police evacuated the camp and they took these 2 children and also more people out of their tent.
Et donc les policiers sont venus, ils ont pris ces enfants et avec d'autres personnes depuis leur tente.
They was looking to their tent when it was taking and they have their toe and standing and looking when their house was like their materials and everything taken by police into the eviction.
Ils étaient là debout, ils regardaient vers leur tente qui ont été détruite par les forces, par les policiers.
It was very shocking to me. It was very difficult to watch this photo. Like after when I took this photo, I took the it's gonna.
Et quand j'ai vu cette photo en rentrant chez moi à Paris en train, j'ai vu cette photo et ça m'a beaucoup touchée. Et je me disais qu'il y avait quelque chose de très fort dans cette image.
When I was taking these pictures, I was questioning myself: should I take the pictures or not take the pictures? Like I was very shocked to look to the situation. I say, if I don't take the pictures, nothing will change. But I think unless after I was happy when I took the pictures, Human Rights Watch they made report about this.
Quand j'étais là-bas, je ne savais pas trop s'il fallait que je prenne cette photo ou pas, mais ma conscience me disait qu'il fallait le faire parce que peut-être que cette photo pourra être diffusée et pourrait avoir des aides.
This photo I took when Taliban took over Afghanistan.
Cette photo a été prise quand le Taliban a survenu sur le pouvoir en Afghanistan.
And the boy, he's 16 years old.
Donc l'enfant, il a 16 ans.
He tried to contact his family, and he knew Taliban took over take Afghanistan, but he didn't have contact with his family. He didn't know what's happened to his family. He was worried about his family and thinking about his family. And he said to me, he said, I believe my mom, she will worry a lot about me. I cannot call her and she cannot call me. We think about each other.
Il pensait à sa famille, mais il n'avait pas les moyens de les appeler ni de les contacter. Donc il était très occupé par eux et eux aussi, mais il n'y avait aucun moyen de les contacter.
And he said, my life is not okay here, but I'm like, see, this is how I live. And he put his hand to the tent, but he said, I'm happy to be not in Afghanistan. Now there will be not possible to me to go to school anymore.
Donc il m'avait dit que bon, ici ma vie n'est pas formidable, mais moi je vis et parce qu'en Afghanistan, si j'étais là-bas, je pourrais pas aller à l'école, je pourrais pas sortir.
His dream to learn English and to become a doctor.
Son rêve, c'est d'apprendre l'anglais et de devenir un docteur.
And it's very sad. Many people arrive with the dream to have the dream and they die in the way. In their journey in exile.
Sachant qu'il y a différentes personnes qui ont de très grands rêves mais qui meurent pendant leur voyage migratoire.
And it's always
leur exode, pardon.
And always so difficult to me to photograph because I know why they're here.
Et pour moi, c'était d'autant plus difficile de les photographier parce que je savais pourquoi ils étaient là.
Why they leave home, why they leave family, and I know how difficult when you leave your home, your country, how difficult when you live under rain, when you live in tent.
Parce que je sais combien c'est difficile de quitter son pays, de quitter sa famille et sa maison.
It's always remind me my journey. It's remind me my family.
Ça me rappelait toujours mon propre voyage, mon aventure et ma famille.
And I feel very powerless, and I try to do what all I can do, but I can't do anything. Like so disappointing.
Et je me sens très très faible, que j'arrive pas à faire quelque chose quand je rencontre des gens comme ça.
And that's the photo I took last year, and it was snowing in Calais, and it's so cold.
C'est une image que j'ai prise l'année dernière et comme vous voyez, il neigeait à Calais, il faisait très très froid.
And there it was eviction, and their tent was taking.
Which?
Police expulsion, the police.
Donc ces personnes-là ont été exclues de leur camp oui, et leurs tentes ont été détruites.
And they find this like umbrella or something somewhere to hide from the snow and to make the fire where they can cook something to themselves.
Et ils ne trouvaient que ce parasol pour pouvoir se réfugier en dessous et préparer, faire un feu
There was the moment like when it's very cold, the people need help, and I see the police who came in looking for the tent. It was very cold, and we worry maybe people will die because of the cold.
Et je regardais aussi qui arrivaient comme ça et qui détruisaient les tentes, sachant qu'il faisait très très froid et que des personnes pouvaient mourir juste de froid.
And sometimes when the people know before the police coming, they take their clothes and tents and they're going to hide somewhere.
Et parfois, quand les gens se rendaient compte que les policiers allaient venir, ils l'anticipaient en rangeant leurs tentes et leurs couvertures et ils se déplaçaient vers un autre endroit.
And then they install their things because in the night they try to cross the border and they don't sleep.
Excuse me, can you repeat this one?
In the night, they try to cross the border.
Et la nuit, ils essayent de franchir les frontières oui.
And when in the morning, sometimes their eviction, they're hiding their tents and they don't sleep. Like you can see in their eyes, they're so tired.
Et donc le matin, quand il y a voilà, les policiers qui arrivent, ils peuvent pas dormir parce qu'ils sont toujours réveillés et toujours fatigués.
And when then people like they cannot stay in the camp, and most of them they didn't get asylum in other European country.
Et plusieurs personnes ne pouvaient pas rester dans le camp. Ils étaient des exilés de différents pays.
They didn't get asylum in many different European countries, and they have no other choice, and they're trying to go to UK.
Donc ils n'avaient pas les moyens pour rester en Europe, donc ils devaient quitter pour aller United Kingdom, à Londres.
And then see when they evict the camp, like they destroy the camp, and they don't let people to stay in the camp. And when they try to leave, the police also stop them from the leaving. And most of the time, people say, "What we do? We cannot stay in the camp, and when we go, we cannot leave. And here, we didn't get the asylum."
Et donc à chaque fois, donc ces personnes-là, soit ils sont chassés de leur tente, ni rester dans les camps et ni partir.
As you see, they're trying to take the boat, and police cut their boat with the knife.
Là, comme vous voyez, ils essayent de prendre le bateau pneumatique, mais les policiers sont venus et ils ont déchiré le bateau.
And their tent also cut most of the time. Sometimes they cut the tent.
Et ils déchirent aussi leur tente. Souvent, c'est toujours le cas.
And that's this picture is remind me the Belgrade. I show the pictures, and I live in same kind of place in Barak with the same light. And when I came and I see this was in Calais, also the people live in same situation as I live in Serbia.
Donc, et là, c'est des photos qui sont prises à Calais, mais qui rappellent beaucoup les photos que nous avons vues tout à l'heure en Serbie.
And that's the pictures. This is the first pictures I took when I arrived to Calais.
C'est la première photo que j'ai prise quand je suis arrivée à Calais.
The boy, he's shouting and looking other side of the fence, the border.
Et donc l'homme que vous regardez, il est en train de crier en regardant de l'autre côté de la barrière.
And he said to me, "My dream is like 30-minute par. Like UK is just here, but I cannot get there."
Il me disait que mon rêve, il était à 30 minutes d'ici. L'Angleterre est de l'autre côté, mais je peux pas y accéder.
This is this picture I took, the last picture I took.
C'est la dernière photo que j'ai prise.
Is in Calais. His name is Mohammed, 17 years from Sudan.
Donc il s'appelle Mohamed. Il a quel âge? Il vient du Soudan et il a 10 ans.
He tried to dry his socks and it was cold and he stayed alone in the jungle.
Donc là, il était en train de sécher ses chaussettes, ses affaires, ouais. Et dans le froid à Calais.
And he stayed there alone and I asked him what you do during the day, how you spend your day.
Et je lui ai demandé ce qu'il faisait pendant la journée.
He said he just stay around the fire and he stay here in jungle alone.
Donc il a dit qu'il restait juste là à côté du feu et dans la jungle de Calais.
He said, I don't have friends here and I don't know with who I play. In my country I had many friends and I had my family and here I have no one, and said this is my life. I go try to cross by lorry. If I manage, if I cross, I cross. If I don't cross, I come back.
Il a dit que ici, j'ai pas d'amis, j'ai personne avec qui parler ni jouer. Dans mon pays, au Soudan, j'avais ma famille et mes amis, mais je suis venue. He wanted to go where?
To UK.
Donc avec le rêve d'aller en Angleterre, mais pour le moment, donc il est là et il essaie de vivre avec ça.
You can see in his eyes, he's tired and he's so sad.
Et vous pouvez voir aussi dans ses yeux qu'il est fatigué, qu'il est très triste.
This is the Kurdish family I met.
C'est une famille kurde que j'ai rencontrée là-bas.
I was with the other journalists to take pictures for the newspaper.
J'étais avec d'autres journalistes pour prendre quelques photos pour un journal.
And when I met her,
et quand je l'ai rencontrée,
I read about her. You can read, or I can. Then you don't have to translate. It's her story.
Je les ai rencontrés quand leur camp a été évacué et qu'ils avaient tout perdu. Après la grande expulsion, elle a commencé à faire du feu pour ses enfants et elle voulait trouver de l'eau. Son fils nous a donné des chips à manger qui sont sur la photo. J'étais avec un autre journaliste quand nous lui avons demandé ce qu'il voulait faire aux Royaumes-Unis. Il a dit « Je veux aller à l'école et apprendre l'anglais et je veux être coiffeur. » Quand j'ai rencontré Kazal, je lui ai dit « Tu ressembles à ma mère. » Elle avait le même visage que ma mère. J'étais très triste, surtout quand elle ne trouva pas d'eau. J'ai parlé d'elle à ma mère. Et aujourd'hui, j'ai eu la pire nouvelle, qu'ils sont tous morts.
And this is his son. It's Kazala's son. He was also among of these 27 people who died in the boat, who tried to cross to UK. It was 27 people. The boat was sank.
Et donc ça, c'est le fils de Kazal. Et il faisait partie, et sa famille, des 26 personnes qui ont essayé de traverser pour la Manche pour aller aux Royaumes-Unis. Et donc le bateau, il a coulé et ces personnes-là ont été noyées.
The boy, we talked to him. We say, "What you want to do when you arrive to UK?"
Et j'avais demandé au garçon, qu'est-ce qu'il voulait faire quand il arrivait, s'il arrivait aux Royaumes-Unis.
He wanted to be the barber when he arrived to UK, and his sister, she wanted to be a doctor.
Il voulait être coiffeur et sa sœur voulait être docteur.
And they was making joke about each other, like say, "Oh, my job will be better than you," and he already learned some English. He was speak English.
Oui, il faisait des blagues, il se disait que mon travail serait plus meilleur que le sien.
And then he had nothing to eat. He was very generous, and he had one packet of the chips. He shared with me and to other journalists, and I knew they don't have a lot of things to eat.
Et il n'avait rien à manger, il avait juste quelques chips, mais il les a partagés avec nous. Et pourtant, je savais qu'il n'avait rien à manger.
His mom, he proposed me the chips, and I took a small piece, and he gave me more. I said, "What you gonna eat tonight?" And said, "My mom, she will find the food."
Et il m'a donné, j'ai pris une petite chips. Il a voulu m'en donner plus, et je lui ai dit, mais alors qu'est-ce que tu manges ce soir? Mais il a dit que sa mère allait chercher de la nourriture.
And he said we didn't eat. We talk about the food, and there was very interesting to ask many questions about England to this English journalist. They say how England look like, and he said, yeah, it's look nice. There's many Kurdish restaurant.
Et on parlait de nourriture, et donc il demandait aux journalistes sur la vie au Royaume-Uni et sur ce qu'on pouvait trouver là-bas pour manger. Il disait qu'il y avait beaucoup de restaurants kurdes.
And he said, I didn't eat Kurdish food in long time, and I so much miss to eat Kurdish food.
Et il disait que ça lui manquait de manger des plats kurdes.
And he said, the journalist tell him, okay, when you come to UK, I will bring you to the Kurdish restaurant. You can eat Kurdish food.
Donc le journaliste lui a dit à ce moment-là que quand tu arrives au Royaume-Uni, je t'emmènerai à un restaurant kurde pour manger.
And then they drowned in the water, and he died. He will never eat Kurdish food anymore.
Mais donc après le bateau a coulé, donc ils sont morts, et ce rêve ne va jamais se réaliser.
And there was also the eviction, and the people lost their things.
Sorry, pardon.
It was again the evictions. And the kids, like, they came, and the day before, the same family, they tried to cross the border, but they didn't manage. And then they came back to the camp. When they came back to the camp was destroyed.
Donc là, comme vous voyez, le camp a été détruit, et donc cette famille-là devait aller pour traverser. Mais alors, ils sont revenus au camp, et il a été détruit.
So how many time we have?
5 minutes.
So 5 minutes. So sorry. So we start like, and then when many people, when 27 people die, many people refuse to not go by boat anymore.
Donc quand ces 26 personnes ont été noyées, les autres personnes ont refusé de prendre le bateau pneumatique.
Then one boy, he was shot by smugglers. Say, why you don't want to go by boat? They want to force him to go by boat.
Was shot by who?
By smuggler, passeur.
Et donc un des jeunes hommes a été shooté, enfin a été blessé. Et donc on lui demandait, mais pourquoi vous voulez pas prendre le bateau pneumatique pour aller au Royaume-Uni?
You see this man, he hold his children and his shoulder. He don't know where to go. I see him, he was going around few times.
Et donc cet homme-là qui avait l'enfant sur ses épaules ne savait pas où aller, comment. Je le voyais faire des allers-retours sans arrêt.
And that's how people, when they go by lorry, many people hit by lorry, they killed by lorry. Like when they try to go by lorry, most of the time they're not stopped. The lorry is running and they jump to the lorry. This one is stopped, but most of the time, when the lorry go a bit slow, the truck, people jump to the truck.
What is lorry?
The truck, this one.
Ah oui. Ok. Donc il y a aussi des personnes qui essayaient de prendre les camions comme ça pour traverser, pour se déplacer. Et souvent, voilà, ils pouvaient être blessés, tués à cause de cela.
And these pictures when I took of this boy, he's from Afghanistan, and many others, it was about the subject which is very important to them. They don't have a lot of things, they have very small things and few things, but it's very important to them.
Donc là, ce jeune homme que j'ai rencontré, avec qui j'ai pris la photo, il vient d'Afghanistan. Et souvent, ils portent quelque chose, un pendentif, ou ils n'ont pas beaucoup d'affaires.
He has an flag.
Il porte un collier où il y a le drapeau de l'Afghanistan.
He left Afghanistan 8 months ago. He went to Austria, Iran, Turkey, Greece, and more. Since he left Afghanistan, he had this necklace.
Depuis qu'il a quitté l'Afghanistan, il est passé par différents pays. Dans which countries
he crossed the Balkan with Greece, Turkey, Bulgaria.
La Grèce, la Turquie, Bulgarie, et il n'a jamais enlevé ce pendentif, enfin ce collier.
He says very important to me because this only one things I have from my country, and it also was very important because this Afghan flag, when Taliban came, they want to change the flag.
Et il a dit que c'était la chose qui avait la plus de valeur pour moi parce que ça me rappelait mon pays, et surtout que quand les Taliban sont venus, ils voulaient changer le drapeau. Donc c'est quelque chose qui me reste de mon pays.
And also they find very small moments to be happy, to laugh.
Il y avait aussi des petits moments quand même où les gens étaient heureux, où il y avait une bonne énergie, il y avait de l'amour, de la joie.
Most of the time they have so much resilience and they're strong, they have dream, they're happy, they think they're gonna make it, they believe they're already in UK.
Et souvent ils y croient, ils y croient en leurs rêves, ils ont des rêves, ils ont envie d'aller au Royaume-Uni, ils se voient là-bas déjà.
The energy, and it's like in this difficult situation, in difficult moment, they're finding very small things and finding the reason to be happy, which make me happy, and also like.
Il résiste, et même dans ces moments, les façons de humeur.
The last pictures how they put their materials hiding in the tree, because when they leave or they cannot leave it in the tent, they hide it somewhere it's don't take an eviction, and then when they come back they're going to use this.
Et donc là c'est la dernière photographie que j'avais prise, et can you repeat the last sentence you said?
Not taking by, because when they try to cross the border, they have nowhere to hide their things. Donc, they're hiding in the tree somewhere, hiding simply to use it after.
Donc là, ils cachent la majorité de leurs objets ou de leurs choses, comme ils ne peuvent pas les prendre avec eux. Ils les cachent, ils les accrochent aux arbres, et comme ça, si jamais ils reviennent, ils peuvent les retrouver.
And also they really take care of their material and take care of their self, like very cleans and things like. Most of the time people say, oh, when I see them, I don't think they live in the jungle. They think they live in house.
Et donc souvent, quand les gens les voient, ils pensent qu'ils vivent pas, qu'ils vivent dans des maisons, mais alors ils vivent dans la jungle, mais ils prennent très soin d'eux, de leur hygiène, de leur propreté.
Any question?
Vous avez des questions?
Merci Abdul. Merci aussi à Farah Armouche qui a été notre traductrice improvisée, qui a très bien fait ça et qui nous a sauvé la mise. Merci pour cette présentation. Thank you for this presentation. Je demande s'il y a des questions en chat ou s'il y a des questions dans l'auditoire. Sinon... Sinon, on va peut-être...
You never been to Calais as refugee? You've been as a volunteer or photograph every time?
So when I arrived, to Europe,
and I didn't know where to go. Like I went to Spain, I went to Belgium, and I came to France. I was going to different places. I was not sure to going or staying. But when I was in Serbia, I was also doing volunteering, and I was doing volunteering in Calais. But I got asylum very quick, and when I get asylum and I meet people, and after I say, okay, now I'm sure I'm not gonna go anywhere and I wanna stay here. But it's very difficult when I'm still going to take the pictures and the police see me, they say, go back to the camp. I say, no, I'm not leaving to the camp. I'm not going to UK. I decided and I stay here. And when I go always to take the pictures, and then I think I'm going to leave, I'm going to UK. And I said, like, no, I'm not going to UK, and I want to stay here. I don't know which camp I go, but
how did you meet George, the man that helped you?
Yeah, so, and also I was very lucky to meet George, because when I arrived to France and I didn't know where to go, where to...
Sorry, can you...
Yeah, when I was in Serbia, I met some volunteering, and they told me where you go. I was in Belgium, and then I went to Spain, and I said, okay, I'm going to France. And they say, if you go to France, do you know anyone? I say, I don't know anyone. And they say, where are you going to sleep? I say, I have no idea where I'm going to sleep. I don't know anywhere, and I don't know what to do in France. But she said to me, I contact all the people in France, and hopefully someone will answer who can host you. And then George, he answered, and he said to me, yes, you can come to my house. And I asked if I can go and stay with him for 3 days. And I went for 3 days. Um, 40 days, and can I come after 40 days and stay 1 day in your house? And he said, where are you gonna go now? And I say, I think I'm going to Toulouse. I knew one Afghan boy to stay. I said, why are you going to Toulouse? I said, because I have nowhere to stay. I have no place. He said, oh, you have the place, you can stay here the longest you want. Till now is in France, and I have the key of his house.
Du coup, Georges, c'est quelqu'un qu'il a rencontré par le biais d'une association. L'association a contacté plusieurs personnes qu'elle connaissait. Et Abdul ce monsieur a accepté qu'Abdul reste 3 afghan. Et mais Georges lui a dit qu'il pouvait rester avec lui autant qu'il voulait. Et encore aujourd'hui, Abdul, même s'il n'habite plus avec lui.
Ça va, le buzz. So Abdul, you met lots of people and you know, you had lots of experiences. What was, you know, a memory that you have that you want to share, like a specific one, a very touching one, very, you know?
To be honest, like the stories are very, very typical when I hear all the time. But I think especially with the Kazala, the Kurdish family who I met, and I really want to meet her next week. And I tell her, oh, I'm going to come back next week. And she said, yes, now I'm very tired. Like she tried last night, and she said, come next week, we're going to speak. And when I went there next week, and I was looking for them, and I talked to my friends, like I said, oh, last week I met the family. I was very shocked. And they had nothing to eat and nothing to drink. And he said to me, oh, maybe we're going to buy them some water. I said, it was a week ago. Now they find the water maybe. But first, let's go, we see them. And then in same time, people said 27 people die. And I was wondering, and I tell this journalist, I said, hopefully it's not this family. And he said, not. I was not believe if they will be in the boat. But we didn't find them. Then I asked many people, I said, yeah, did you see this family? And all the people said, no, I didn't see them. And I came to Toulouse from Calais. When I come back, the journalist, he said to me, oh, the family we met, they drowned, they died. And he sent me their pictures. And I said, but how you know? I don't believe if it's true. But I was very sad. And when he sent me the picture,
It was them. It was so touching. It's so difficult to me.
It was them dead?
Yeah, they were dead. It was her. But then someone said to me, like maybe this kid, he speak English. Most probably he was calling to the rescue team to save them, but no one saved them because they say when they call to the rescue team, the English channel say, okay, you in French water, French side, and the French say you in British, and the middle they die. No one rescue them.
Okay, thank you.
Hi Abdul, thank you for your presentation. That was really moving. I volunteer in Calais a few times a year. Started going last year, so it's really really appalling to kind of see this. And I was wondering, as a volunteer in Calais, every time I have been there, I come back feeling more depressed because each time I've been there, it seems to worsen. And I'm curious, do you find a sign of hope, maybe a story, or you've met somebody who gives you hope that things will change for the better?
Yeah, when I go to Calais, and when I was when I go to Calais, before I go, I'm ready to this. I cannot change the whole situation, but I try my best to change everything. It's possible, everything I can do. But I say, like, I question myself. I have to do what I can do. There was always problem in this world. It's never solved, and there is a problem, and there will be a problems. And before I go this, like, I'm not going with the big hopes, and I don't have the power to change everything. But when I'm taking the pictures, and I always question myself. When I arrived in beginning in 1 year, I was not taking photos. In the first year, I was just doing the volunteering, and I took few photos. And then I said, no, this really has to change. It's always the same. We give the food, and they need the food. It's never changing, but it's do change small things. Like if you cannot change the world, but you can change the word to someone. They see different. It's make them happy. If they eat, their net is changed. But I think one thing is I continue, and I know it's not easy to me. But when I go in beginning, I say, okay, there will be always problem. And where's the problems coming from is higher than me, but I question myself what I have to do. And I can do whatever I can do. If I cannot do, I'm sorry. It's never easy, yeah.
Thank you.
You will.
I was wondering if you saw someone practicing another activity, like you taking pictures. Did any person did a sort of activity like that in the camp?
They play football, and they play football. They play sometimes they play music. And most of them, like, I think they very clear in their head. They try to leave, and if the weather is good, they're trying to cross. If it's cold and it's normal. Like if there is no good weather, there's not so many activities in Calais.
Okay.
Thank you, Abdul, for all those answers to the different, very interesting questions. Perhaps the last point upon which we can focus, if you agree, is to tell about your actual life. And for example, your half part of going on your reportage upon refugee. You tell me you come from Greece recently. And another part, what do you think about your activity as a teacher in this school, with a student, and if you can have a few words about this, and it's as you want.
But I'm continue to photograph the all refugee camps around, especially in Europe, but everywhere. But before I was not able to travel. I didn't have the document. In the first year was very difficult to travel with the no document after the COVID came, and I didn't win. And this year I was very busy working a lot in Calais, and I'm planning for the next year to go and photograph more different camps. And I'm thinking about publishing photos book about Calais, and also read the book about my life and my journey and what I see and why I live Afghanistan and why I'm here and what I'm doing. And I think I was so happy when I accept in l'isdaT, and there would be always the question like, okay, with who I'm gonna work, who I'm gonna meet. But when I met the student, and I'm so happy. Like sometimes people ask me, say, "Are you happy when you're working with them?" I say, "I'm so happy because I teach to so great people, and they're like very amazing. There's so much care, yeah."
Thank you. Je ne sais pas s'il y a des questions sur les chats, non? Bah, peut-être qu'on va conclure. Les étudiants avaient sélectionné des photos de ton travail avec eux. Peut-être qu'on peut les mettre. Il y a 5 photos qui concluront toute la riche présentation que tu nous as faite sur ton actualité dans ta portion de travail en tant que co-enseignant à l'isdaT. Et encore un grand merci à toi, Abdul, au présent, et peut-être aussi à ceux qui étaient sur le chat. Donc, on va conclure cette présentation sur ces quelques photos. Merci à tous, bonne soirée.
Oh, merci.
On peut parler ?